So, you guys are still in Chult, looking into this death curse. Having traversed several parts of the northern sections of the peninsula, you encountered a group of Aarakocra out of a monastery called Kur Sabal. After a supply run back to Port 9 Zaru, you returned there and in contact with Ashara, also known as the Teacher, who performed a ritual using a rare orchid to grant magical flight to everyone in the party for 10 days. It is the night of the 7th day since that day, and you have flown most of the way to Omu. By your maps and the reckoning of both Salida and I believe one or two of you are proficient with navigation's
Savannah.
tools. Savannah, yeah. You're probably like 2 days and a bit out from Omu, so that you would be arriving at the city early on the 10th day.
Okay.
And now, last time when we ended the session, you had been hopping. So you basically, like, in the morning you go up, you fly for the day, and then you set down for camp. And you said you were setting a watch, but since the people have changed, I am curious what watch order you would prefer.
Well, considering there's
Um,
5 of us, who has the lowest passive?
that would be Cabal, probably. Well, maybe Ted.
I have a 12.
Darius, what's your
Ted.
passive perception?
13.
Oh, we're some very
14.
perceptive motherfuckers.
That's not very
Fitting.
perceptive. That's very reasonable baseline.
Oh.
You realize that build characters with a passive perception of 27, right?
Eh. This is the best I've ever had at 15, and that's because I took the observant feat.
Alright, we'll just kick Cabal out. That's fine.
All right, yeah. So in order, Cabal's a heavy sleeper.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going Bob, Gary, Nix, and then Tadarius for your 4 watches?
Yep.
Alrighty. So you guys bunk down the 7th night. During the 4th watch, Tadarius. You're listening, and about 20 minutes into your watch, the sound of the bugs that have been chirping throughout the whole night goes silent.
I have dark vision. Which direction they were? I'm guessing they were all around us.
The bugs were, yes, like think like normal, like cicada, those fireflies, mosquitoes, that type of thing. You guys have insect repellent, which helps keep them from biting you guys, but you still hear them. Like a jungle, like a forest at night, is actually quite loud.
Can I turn invisible?
If you
Well,
have such an
actually,
ability.
Wait. I kind of just want to look around. I have dark vision. Is there anything that I can see?
Make a perception check. So you're looking around, and at first you don't see anything out of the ordinary, but but then you notice off to the north, maybe 100 feet away or so, you see blue fireflies off in the distance. Now fireflies are normally like a yellowish color, but you see that these blue flashing lights off in the distance, like small fireflies.
Question: with me being a native, would I know what these are?
No, that you don't like. Chelton fireflies flash yellow. You don't know offhand of any insects that would be blue.
Okay. How far are they? How far away are they?
They look to be about 100 feet.
Okay. just kind of want to just obviously take note of it, keep an eye on it, but kind of keep my head on a swivel.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bob has a very good point, and he's a robot, so just activate him and say, "Hey, does that shit look familiar to you?"
Okay. Yeah.
They would not.
Much older.
Yeah, Bob, you also
Yeah.
wouldn't recognize what these are.
Yeah, being. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just kind of keep an eye on them.
Yeah. Bob, what's the distance of your dark vision?
I don't have dark vision.
Ah, okay.
I'm at
So-
60 feet.
Yeah, I knew you were 60. I just wasn't sure if I couldn't remember if he had 60 or nothing or what. All right. So, yeah, a bit of time comes by. You notice that they're kind of getting closer. And as they get within 60 feet of you, Tadarius, you realize that they are not, in fact, fireflies, but are, in fact, the glowing eyes of a creature that blinks occasionally. And 60 feet away, you can see there's about a dozen of these guys. And you should roll initiative.
Yep, and I'm gonna scream.
You should roll initiative.
Wait, since he woke me up, would I be awake too? Or I'm already awake?
Well, I thought you do like that passive thing.
Yeah, I do that passive thing, so I'm just awake, no matter what.
Yeah, you're aware.
Yeah.
But Tadarius did activate you, so you won't have any surprise or bullshit.
I rolled 2 different initiatives to get the same number.
Oh, that makes it easier.
Aha.
Bringing up the rear. I like it.
He was solar charging. He went a little slow.
Yeah, solar charging at night's a bit problematic. Alrighty. So, yeah, these things, they also have 60 feet of dark vision. And now they have visual confirmation of you. They're going to start running in. And they are going to dash into the middle of camp. Basically getting into melee with everybody.
Huzzah.
Fortunately for you guys, there is, other than this stench that seems to be wafting off of them, they aren't able to really do anything. Nyx, you're asleep,
I am
correct?
surprised. I am surprised.
Are you awake? I
am
thought you
now
were
awake
asleep.
from the scream. I was woken by
No,
the
it hasn't been Ted's
scream.
turn.
Dead turn. Oh.
Oh, I'm asleep.
Well, maybe. Please, remember I mentioned that stench?
Ooh.
I'd like you to make
foul.
a Constitution saving throw, please.
I might be dead.
Should be at full health.
+2.
Yeah, you should be at full health. You guys have had 6 long rests between the last time and now.
Oh, I know. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just saying. Like, oh no, it smells so bad. I'm gonna die.
Maybe.
So, yeah, you are brought awake by just this like horrific, sulfurous, bromine-like odor. So you are awake and surprised and poisoned.
Ooh.
Oh yay! Poisoned. Seems to be a reoccurring theme lately in D&D Under.
So, just to ask Nyx, do you have anything that prevents surprise?
Sure don't.
Okay. Well, then that's basically all you get to do. Is you get to wake up and be surprised and like gagging on the stench.
Very good.
Before we get too far along, Cabal, are you going to roll an ish?
Oh, I thought I was still asleep. I didn't know if I had to.
Yes, everyone should roll an ish. Because, one,
well,
because of the
that's the wake up.
stench. Yeah, the stench is bad enough to wake you guys up. Like, if you've ever been woken up by, like, a particularly bad, like, gas leak or something, this is the kind of thing.
Thing you roll.
Now you're
You go
up.
next.
All right, so, Cabal. First, I need a Constitution saving throw from you versus poison.
Yep, that's no big deal. What was my constitution? I'm pretty sure it was +4. Wait, base stat? I'm pretty sure.
Well, you're a barbarian.
Do you remember what the big number was? Like, the base stat was? Like, is it an 18, a 20?
Oh, it was a 7.
He had an 18. So
Okay.
plus 4 plus 3, so 7.
Yeah. Ouch.
Doesn't matter.
Well, you wake up gagging and are poisoned. Do you have anything that prevents surprise?
No, I do not.
Then you are surprised.
Cool.
All right. Then we go to Tidarius. Tidarius, at the start of your turn, I also need a Constitution save.
You got it. Oh, this is just a straight roll. It's not gonna do it.
So you are also poisoned. But since you are awake, you should know that there are 3 of these guys in melee with you. You can also see, coming in off the back of them, like out of the, since you're awake and are able to see this, there is a slightly larger one towards the back of the group that is not in melee with anybody.
Oh, these are smarties. Okay.
Oh, we also don't have our guides and ish.
Oh, yeah, forgot her. Thank you.
Fireball.
Well, you can just assume she's surprised.
Yeah.
All right, so Tidarius, what would you like to do on your turn?
How does Shatter work? Do I cast it from my hands and it's a 10-foot radius, or?
It's a area effect that you choose within 60 feet.
It says range, so
Okay.
60 feet.
How many could I get in range? Is it 10-foot radius?
It's a 10-foot radius, so you could get about 6 of these guys in range if you don't care about hitting your own team.
What if I place it because everyone's laying down and surprised? What if I place it higher up in the air?
That's a good point. Yeah, you could probably hit like the 3 by you and the 3 by Nyx.
All right, 3rd level Shatter then.
Okay. That is a con save for them, correct?
That would be correct.
You have 3rd level spell slots?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a bard. He's a full caster. I was thinking, looking like, yeah.
As 14, my DC's 14. Does he pass?
Ye-
The 14 passed, so 2 of them have passed.
Yep.
Alrighty, so the 3 by you are bloodied, and 2 of the 3 by Nyx are bloodied. Anything else?
Bardics are bonus actions, right?
Yes.
Bardic to Cabal, and Bardic to Gary, and Bardic to.
Can you give out more than 1 per turn?
Oh, sorry. Okay, Bardic to Cabal.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Gary. Con save then versus the gagging poison. All right, you are not poisoned. Do you have anything that prevents surprise?
Nope.
You're awake, you're inspired, and surprised.
Yep.
Bob.
Hello.
Con save versus poison, please.
I get advantage on these.
Excellent.
Oh my god.
You very, very much are not poisoned by the 2 in melee with you.
You just
He
rolled
actually makes
double
them
nat
poison
20s.
third.
It's a 1 in 400 chance. It can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything for double nat 20s?
No.
No.
No. He
Not
gets
in this case.
he gets a sense of pride and accomplishment.
The enemies combust.
15-foot radius circle placed on them, spirit guardians.
Spirit
Calling all
guard.
the angry aunts and uncles that are dead.
Okay, so it's centered on you, 15-foot radius. Yeah, they flit about you to a distance of 15 feet.
All right.
I mean, that'll hit half of them. That'll hit the other half that weren't hit by the shatter.
Yeah, perfect.
Alrighty. I believe that's a wisdom save, correct?
Correct.
I'm guessing these aren't the brightest folk.
Not terribly. What's a DC?
Oh, 15.
Well, the one of the ones in front of you passed. The rest all failed. Go ahead and roll that damage. I believe it's 3d8.
Yeah, I just look at it because it's. Yeah. +9, +9. Okay.
Alrighty.
That is radiant damage too. I'm not sure if that
Rolls,
matters.
dude.
That is good. So, of the 6 you hit, 5 of them are now bloodied. And the one of the ones in melee with you is injured but not bloodied. Anything else?
It is safe for half. Just
I'm aware.
okay. Just
Yeah, the guy who took 9, half that, is not bloodied. The
Yeah.
other 5 that took 18 are bloodied.
oh, okay, great. No, nothing. I got nothing.
Alrighty. Their turn then.
Spirit Guardians.
Yep.
Two pass.
Would appear so. Go ahead and roll the damage.
That one in front is a tank.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yep. So that one in front is now bloodied. The other 5 have essentially melted as a result of those.
Awesome.
Let's see. That one in front of you is going to try and hit you.
Alright. Miss.
Alright, he misses. Nyx, there are 3 in melee with you. They're going to try and melee you. Let's see. You're still prone on the ground, so they get advantage.
This could hurt.
What's your
Reaction
AC?
shield. Reaction shield.
Okay.
So with reaction shield, I'll have an AC of 21.
So only 1 hits.
1 hits.
Alright. So that hits you for 5 slashing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw versus paralysis.
What good is a fucking +5?
It was enough for you to pass.
Wow.
That's what it's good for. It's a 10. It makes sense.
And then,
That's what good a 5 is for.
yep, and then Ted, the 3 in front of you are going to try and claw you up.
Alright.
What's your AC?
17.
So 1 hit.
Yep.
It deals 8 slashing, and I need a con save from you.
Can't remember his con. I'm so bad at con. Oh, brutal.
You are paralyzed.
Awesome.
And then,
You are one paralyzed motherfucker. These
Why?
last
He's
couple of
used to it.
sessions.
Always me.
and then, seeing that, remember that 13th one, the one that had hung back a bit? He's going to come right for you, Tadarius.
Fuck you.
Boop, 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 boop.
He fucking missed.
He does miss.
Did he trip on his own feet?
Did he have to enter the spirit guardians to do that?
No, he's attacking Tadarius' other side.
Ah. Also, just
Ted,
real
it-
quick, everybody remember, everybody can fly right now. Doesn't
Indeed.
go away when we go to bed.
Correct. You guys have a magical fly speed. Alright, and then he's going to back off, but because you're paralyzed, you can't do anything about it. So he's currently 15 feet from you, Tadarius, and you're the closest. And Nyx, it is your turn. You are paralyzed
Now,
currently.
question.
Mhm.
No, I'm not.
Why aren't you paralyzed?
Did I pass the save?
Oh yes, that's right.
Uh,
I'm thinking of somebody else then. To Darius. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Question.
Yep.
So I have the feature. I have with the fairy. I have the feature to cast like fairy fire and everything at will, one time per long rest.
Uh-huh.
Does that count as using a leveled spell since it's at will?
You would still be casting a leveled spell if you do that, yes. That being said, before you do anything, I do need a con save versus the poison. You are not poisoned.
Hooray!
Yay.
All right, so what would you like to do on your turn?
Well, I still have a few. I have 3 in melee with me, right?
Correct.
All right. I have to be 10 feet away from people to shoot my longbow without being at disadvantage, right?
You have to be further than their melee. And they appear to just have a
Got it.
normal 5-foot reach.
I know I'm going to take 3 attacks of opportunity, but I'm going to fly up 10 feet.
Okay. Well, they are going to try and claw you.
Yeah.
What's your AC?
My AC is 16.
So one will hit you.
Does one of them hit the other one?
No.
No.
Not in melee. All right, so it's 5 slashing, and I need a con save versus paralysis.
I should have reaction shielded it. God damn it, I knew it. But anyways, so let me do math real fast. How do I math? Okay. I swear to God, if I fucking get paralyzed while flying in the air again,
At least you're not high enough to take fall damage.
Magical
well, I
flight,
wasn't
not
the other
wings.
time.
He's fine. Yeah, so you're not paralyzed. And you get up to your 10 feet.
And then I'm gonna. What's the range on fairy fire? Or what's the fairy fire? What's the area of effect?
It's a 20-foot
Fairy
cube. So 20
Yeah,
by
I'm gonna
20
try
by
to get
20.
as many of those nerds as I can in the fairy fire.
All right. That would just be either the 3 by you or the 3 by Tidarius, including Tidarius.
I thought I was right next to Darius.
No.
Oh, that's right.
Hit me.
Yeah, we'll do by Tidarius.
Okay. So those 3 guys need deck save.
At least Darius is laying down.
I'm looking up my DC right now.
Okay. Tidarius, aren't you paralyzed?
Oh yeah. I
So you
forgot.
just auto-fail those.
Okay.
Could he, if Darius is paralyzed,
So it's your-
in front on the ground, could he aim it above him?
Yeah, he could have it. Yeah, don't worry.
I would. Oh, I didn't say it, but
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Tidarius, you're not included in this. So what's your DC?
my DC is 15.
Okay, so one is not glowing. The other 2 are glowing. And what color do you want them to glow?
I would like them to glow the same color as their eyes.
All right, they start glowing this actinic blue color.
Yay!
Does it put off
That's my
light?
turn.
Yes, they are glowing with a like,
And light?
near ultraviolet blue light.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
And everyone has advantage. Yay!
Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty. Salida. Let's see, where did I put her stat block? There it is. Well, she's going to shoot one of the glowing ones. That'll hit him. That one dies.
Nice.
Cabal?
Yep. So
Does she elevate
just
herself at all to get out of reach?
I'm gonna get up,
Okay.
and then I'm going to. They just kind of disturb my sleep time, so I'm just gonna go rage,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to get in melee with the closest one.
All right. That would be the one of the 3 that Nick's left behind.
Cool.
Do you want to go for a bloodied one or just an injured one?
Let's just go for a bloodied one. Kill it.
Okay.
Quickly. And then we're gonna do reckless attack for it.
Sure.
It's this, then this, then this.
1 hit.
Sweet. And then we're gonna pop a divine smite into it. Not.
All right. If you're divine smite, you do get the extra D8 because these guys are in fact undead.
Oh, nice. I gotta remember what the roll was.
If you're using a first level slot, you'd be adding 3 D8 to your weapon damage.
1d12 plus 6 plus 1d6 for the divine smite plus 2, and then I get that 1d8. Oh no, I get a 1d8 for the divine smite.
You get 3 D8 for the divine smite.
3d8.
A first level slot is 2 D8. You get a plus 1 D8 against fiends and undead. This guy qualifies.
You're about to wreck his shit.
It's going to be big then.
Yeah, smites are pretty good.
Yeah. Plus
Smites
a
are dope.
3d8 plus 2. I think that's it.
So that guy is just deleted. He's just gone.
Okay, cool.
That's crazy.
A little bit of overkill.
Yeah.
I think that's all I could do.
All right.
Just like see what I did to your friend. And kinda, yeah. That's it.
All right. Tidarius,
Can I be unparalyzed?
you need to make a con save at the end of your turn to try to not be paralyzed.
Ambulance!
You are no longer paralyzed. Yep, but it's the end of your turn. Gary, what would you like to do?
Am I currently engaged?
No, the 2 by you got melted by somebody's spirit guardians.
Well, I would like to zoom up in the air.
Okay. Zoom.
And then I would like to cast haste on the barbarian.
Okay. You cast haste on Cabal.
Are you willing, Gaval?
I am speed.
It's a lot more than speed. You get this.
Oh, you're gonna.
You get, yeah, I'm posting it. You get a lot of
Oh.
things.
Oh.
Hey,
yeah,
are
I'm
you
super
a Path
willing.
of the Zealot,
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yeah.
You have Divine Fury, not Divine Smite.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's still.
They're
It's still
very
leader.
different things.
It's still.
Yeah, but you only get the
Yeah, I thought you were a
yeah, but you don't
paladin.
get the- yeah, you don't get the extra. You don't get the extra dice.
Well, we'll know for next time.
I mean, I still get that 1d6.
Anything else, Gary?
Yeah.
Nope. I'm just gonna fly 30 feet up and maintain concentration on that.
All right. Bob? There is 1 in melee with you. Bob, you here?
Oh, hi. Yes.
There's 1 in
I just
melee
wanna-
with you.
Yeah. Interesting. How many of them are within 30 feet of me?
1. Oh, sorry, within
One.
30 feet of you? All of them?
They make wisdom saves. I'm trying to turn undead. Divine, or channel divinity.
Okay.
Order's domain.
Let's see. It's a wisdom save, right?
Correct.
All right, so there's 6 remaining.
I assume they're not under CR 1/2.
They are not under CR 1/2.
All right. Oh, only one fail.
Wow.
Wait, why did they get advantage?
Special reasons. You also notice that the larger one does not appear to be affected at all.
Huh. All right, that's interesting.
Mhm. Yes, these
guys,
undead do appear to be especially resistant to turning.
Huh. Guys, we gotta kill that big one fast.
So that was your action. Anything else?
That's all I can do without lowering my spirit guardian.
Okay. These guys, well,
Spirit guardians.
yep, the one guy melee with you.
I feel like he's gonna take a trip to the bottom of the blender.
Holy shit.
Or not.
Depends on when he rolls for the half, though.
It is hanging on by a thread.
Ah.
And then, let's see, the one that failed turn undead, let's see, on its turn, it must try to move as far away from you as it can. Can't willingly move, yada yada yada. Can only take the dash action. Yeah, it starts running off into the jungle. This would provoke an attack of opportunity from Kamal.
Take it, buddy.
Freaking lootly. I'm just gonna, just.
You're-
Try to whack him. Roll to hit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna whack him. I'm gonna go ahead and reckless attack it again because I'm already at advantage whoever attacks me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He recklessly beats the piss out of it.
You only get one attack. So,
Oh,
with the 16.
Right, what do I do? Yeah, 16.
16 hits him. Go ahead and roll
14.
damage.
14.
Oh, yeah, you did that wrong. Anyway, go ahead. 14 still hits. These guys don't have armor or anything. So, go ahead and roll damage.
And then we'll do a Divine Fury into this one as well.
Okay. So you're saying that just adds a d6?
That just adds the d6.
Okay.
Of radiant.
Yep. All right. Well, that ghoul is destroyed.
I mean, on that other one, it probably still would have been yeeted deleted. He
still
rolled
would've
pretty
been
high
yeeted.
overall.
Yeah. All right. And then there's the one in melee with Bob. It's going to try to claw Bob's face off. Does a 19 hit Bob?
Just barely.
That is my AC, yes.
All right. So you take 5 points of slashing damage and I require a Constitution saving throw versus paralysis. You are fine. I also need a con save for concentration on Spirit Guardians. Your DC is 10.
Baby. 11.
Ooh,
10.
just barely, but you made it. All right.
Ooh.
How far have I fallen from grace?
Let's see. Then there's the sole remaining one by Cabal. It's going to attack him.
What's your AC, Cabal?
It's now a 17 with haste. Wow.
You'd still hit it.
So he hits you for 6 slashing, and I need a con save from you against paralysis.
No, only does 3 damage.
All right. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
All right. And then there are the 2 by Tadarius. Oh, they're going to attack Tadarius.
You bitches. Both missed.
Both miss. All right.
That is one nimble dead body. Someone
Mhm.
get that meme. What is that from?
The big guy is then going to dart in and try to hit Cabal.
Oh.
All right. So Cabal, it hits you for 15 slashing, and I need another con save versus paralysis.
Cabal.
Cabal, you here?
He's about to be paralyzed.
Hello, Cabal.
Nathan.
You're muted. Are you taking a shit?
Right, well, alright, so he gets paralyzed and the undead darts away.
Okay, great.
Nix.
Sorry, I was taking a
Ugh.
pass.
Oh my god.
Well,
we're
Cabal,
paralyzed now.
now go ahead and make a con save.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, he'll go back before the next turn.
that's fair. He got in.
The 2 turns you should be here for are yours and the enemies.
You're
Exactly.
paralyzed.
I'm still paralyzed?
Yep, 11 fails. This was the big guy, and then he darted
Holy
away. Nix.
Okay, are the 2 zombies that were above Ted still there, right?
Yes.
One of them is still fairy fired. The other fairy fired one is dead.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna roll two rolls because I'm gonna attack the doing longbow. KH1 plus whatever, plus 8 to hit, something stupid like that. Do
That hits him.
all right, and then I'm gonna do the one that is not fairy fired.
Okay. That hits him.
All right, bang, RR, 2d8. Yeah, plus 5. Yes. Okay. 6 for the fairy fired, 8 for the other.
They are both killed.
Bang. That will be actually no, that's all I can do, huh? Oh, do I have any bonus actions? Oh yeah, I have my bonus action. I can order my steel defender to hunt down the big guy.
Okay.
That's my guy. He has a 40-foot movement speed.
Sure, he can get there. He isn't that far
and then
away.
have him. Okay, then I'll have him attack with his force empowered rend, which is a melee.
Okay. Roll to hit. That hits him.
Okay. Yeah, and that's all piercing. That's it.
Alrighty. Yep, so that injured him. And Tadarius.
Alright.
What would you like to do?
How far is he from me?
The big guy, he is 20 feet from you.
Oh, beautiful. Because it just so happens that I have one more 3rd level spell for another shatter
Okay.
directly on his fucking ass.
Alrighty.
Alright.
And he failed it.
He did.
Wait, I gotta do steel defender.
Oh, yeah. Steel Defender's over there.
Ah, brutal.
But he
He
passes.
passed. Nice. I forgot
Couldn't
about
he
that
position
fact.
it so it doesn't hit the steel defender?
It's too late now.
He rolled, so too late to ask.
He did say directly on his ass, so
Yeah.
I figured.
Just nukes him. Alright, yeah, he is bloodied.
Would half of that be 9, right? Or-
Half that would be 9.
Okay.
But you passed, so it doesn't matter.
I take half.
It's pass for half.
I see. And then who's got the range attacks? Salida?
I
Salida
also
does have a
range
bow,
attacks.
as does.
Alright, well then
Inspire Nyx.
Okay. Anything else?
Wait, you also have a wizard.
Nope, that's it.
All right, Gary.
Debating, do I want to? Yeah, I'll just start spamming first level magic missiles. The big guy.
Okay. Well, they strike unerringly.
Indeed. 10 force damage.
All right. He looks to be hanging on by a thread.
All right, that'll be it.
All right. Bob.
Maintain my position above Cabal like a
Kick him
beacon.
in the nuts.
Yellow.
Kick him in the nuts.
There's one in melee with you, Bob. It looks to be
Okay.
near re-death.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab the shit out of him. No. I'm gonna beat the shit out of him with a hammer.
Roll to hit.
Try to do it like
If you hit someone hard enough with a hammer, you can, in fact, stab them with it.
That bludgeoning slash piercing damage.
He's been rolling.
I like that a little too much.
Oh, sorry, jinxed ya.
Yeah,
He did
bud.
not hit hard enough.
Sorry.
Go back to
The
being
dice.
paralyzed, Darius.
Yeah.
Tadarius is a bard inspiring some people, distracting others. Anything else, Bob?
That tracks.
No, that's it.
All right. These guys, well, that guy starts his turn in your Spirit Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he failed.
Dead.
Yep, the blender gets him.
Yeah, he
The
gets.
blender really
Bunch
gets
of
him.
meat now with a hammer in one hand.
Yeah, you like swing with the hammer, and then like a few seconds after you miss, he just gets blended away.
Yeah.
We'll just pretend it was the hammer.
Exactly.
Turned into a meat pizza.
All meat Marvel.
Thick marinara sauce now rests at my feet.
All right. Let's see. Then the other one that's by Cabal is going to attack him. This is a 14 hit Cabal.
No, it does not.
All right. Big one's got the Steel Defender in front of him.
Yeah, bring it.
He is going to take the disengage action and run into the middle of your camp.
Uh-oh, I don't like that.
Nyx, it is your turn. Actually, wait,
Well-
sorry, it is not yet your turn, because that would run him into the Spirit Guardians.
That was
Yes.
funny.
Sprinting back to my desk. That passes, right? If it meets it, it passes.
Yep. So it's half damage. Go ahead and roll.
Did we just say it's the same Spirit Guardians from before and use that 22?
Well, it only had 2 hit points. So he would have had to have rolled trip ones
Oh.
to actually fail to kill it.
That's great.
At which point he explodes. Noxious fumes cover the area, making it
Fuck.
impossible to see. The 2 guys that were flying were only like 10 feet above the ground, if I recall.
Nope. I
Sure
went
were.
max.
I went
30
10.
You were 30? All right. So Gary is the only person not inside this sphere of yellow-green fog. And I need everybody else to make a Constitution saving throw versus poison.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Nyx.
Yep.
That is exactly what he did.
Boomer.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I love the first gen boomers.
All right. So it looks like Bob is the only one that failed. And as a result, he takes full damage. Everybody else takes half.
I still take half.
Well, there you go. Everyone takes half of 52 poison damage.
That is.
That was one hell of a boomer.
Yeah, there's a little crater there. So that would be 26 for everybody.
Holy shit! I'm
Wow.
barely up.
Even
I'm
even
barely
with full
up.
damage, I'd still survive that. No biggie.
Go ahead and cast.
It's at 26.
We out of initiative yet?
No, you are not out of initiative. There's still one more enemy left.
Oh.
This cloud also remains.
Probably don't want to be in the cloud.
So it's my turn, huh?
So that is it for their turn. Nyx, at the start of your turn,
No.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw versus poison.
Let's go.
You pass for half,
Fuck. I'm unconscious.
taking 8 poison damage.
Alright,
sorry,
I'm falling
9.
from 10 feet out of the sky.
Magical
And I'm
flight does not
unconscious.
end because you are incapacitated. You are floating
think-
there unconscious in the air.
I thought we discussed me. Oh, you know what? I'll take it.
You could
Yeah.
you could have been given the magical flight. If you want to use your wings, you can.
No,
We-
I'd rather not fall to the ground.
Why waste it? We could give it up to 10 people,
Yeah.
so there's no point not to give it to you.
It is
Yeah,
it is in all
I'd
aspects
rather not
superior
fall
to
the
your
ground,
wings.
So it works out better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I'm
So
unconscious.
all right. Since this was still the start of your turn, go ahead.
All right. Yep. I'll do it.
I'm gonna. All right. That is one failure.
Oh wait, that's successes. Whoops.
All right. Oh, I forgot to roll for Selita on this.
Oh, the save?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Selita's dead.
Let's see. She's going to take a shot at the guy. What's her thing? She'll use the. Not going to move.
Oh, a rogue.
She, it is now, well, no one actually can see it because it's heavily obscuring fog. But she does hit, you hear a meaty thwack as she hits a target. Alright, Cobhall, at the start of your turn, you are in the fog. Please make a Constitution saving throw versus poison.
Yep. Ouch, dude. It's the fourth one tonight.
You take 17 points of poison damage.
It's fine.
Are you still paralyzed? Yes, you are, if I recall.
Yes, I am.
So, you can now make your Constitution saving throw versus paralysis.
I can't see my keyboard. It's so dark in here.
Okay, good news. It's the end of your turn, but you are no longer paralyzed.
Nice.
Tadarius, you start in the cloud. Con save versus poison. That succeeds.
Good.
You take 12 points of poison damage.
Awesome. I'm down.
Okay. That was the start of your turn. Death save, please. One failure. Gary, you're above this. There's this fog that just erupted from the guy when he exploded.
Yeah, I don't have,
I got
could
it.
I
it's
cast,
okay.
so how big is the up and down radius?
It appears to be a 20-foot radius sphere.
Okay, so could I cast a shatter above the party's head to try getting them some clean air? Using the shatter to push.
You could try.
Alright. I'm not targeting anything, so nothing has to make a save.
That is
Unless the
correct.
Gas cloud has a con.
It doesn't. And you would have seen where Nyx was, so you wouldn't put it in that part of the sphere above the ground.
Hopefully.
All right. So you cast your shatter. You see the cloud sort of ripple. Like if you watch like those old videos of like World War II and a bomb hits the ground, you see like the shockwave in the air. You see that in the fog from your shatter, and it does push away that section of the fog, but it looks like whatever it is heavier than air. So while you've cleared the sky above the ground, there's still this clinging fog at the ground level.
Okay. So if they jump,
If they jump.
If we're incapacitated.
So I'm free and clear then.
No, he didn't put it in your space. Other part of the sphere to avoid hitting you. Otherwise, he would have hit you for damage.
That's fair.
It's just the cloud has no hit points, so purely an environmental effect.
That makes sense.
So yes, the concept is sound, but if there's people in the cloud where you hit it, you'll hit those people.
Yeah.
Anything else, Gary?
Yeah. How far away from me is Nyx?
Last you saw, he would have been 20 feet downward at an angle from you. He's inside the area that's still cloudy.
Okay. Well, I can't see him, so can't metagame. So I will maintain position, maintain concentration, and haste.
Okay. Bob, I believe you start yourself in the cloud. Good. So you only take half damage.
Wouldn't it be quarter damage?
Yes, so this would be 4 points of poison damage.
Hooray! Mass healing word.
Does that require you to see them? Because this is heavily obscuring fog. You cannot see anything at the moment.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Might I
Well
suggest
then.
moving?
Yeah, I'll get out. I'll get out of it.
Okay. So yeah, you run out of the fog.
Take down my spirit guardians. Activate Beacon of Hope.
Okay.
Any creature in range has advantage on Wisdom death saves and gains max HP from any healing.
Okay, that would basically cover the whole party.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's it.
All right. The sole remaining enemy, which is completely immune to poison damage.
How convenient.
Yeah. It's almost like this encounter was designed to go together. He's gonna, I mean, Caball's right there. He's just gonna attack him.
Bring it.
Crit.
Does a 17 hit you?
That is my AC.
So he hits you for 4 slashing damage.
2.
And I need a con save against paralysis.
Again? Jesus Christ.
Every hit for these guys can cause paralysis, but the DC is only 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, combined with the boomer, it can be a very deadly encounter if you can get enough of the party paralyzed before exploding. Alright, yeah, you're fine. That's it for his turn. Nyx. Yeah, so at the start of your turn, you're still in this poison cloud.
Yeah.
Since it's safe for half, you just basically will take some damage, which forces a failed death save. We
Okay.
can skip the roll for expediency, and then you can make your normal death saving throw.
With
Oh, no.
advantage.
You have advantage on it from Beacon of Hope.
Thank God for you.
Yeah, but if we don't get him out of there, he's going to take another auto fail, and he's already got 2 fails.
Yeah. I just saw it. I also had Dispel Magic.
I don't know if it's a magical thing.
No, it's an ambient environmental thing. It's not magical.
Yeah.
You okay over there, bud?
Well, that is one success, Nyx.
Yay! I can't wait to fail next turn. I should start building my paladin now.
Jesus.
Salita is going to take a shot at the ghoul.
All right. Open.
And Cobb Hall, you start inside the cloud. Con save against poison, please.
Yep.
But at least you can move now.
I can move
But in
now.
your way out.
All right. So that is success. So you take half this and then half again. So that would be 7 points of poison damage.
Oh god, guys, I'm almost dead.
But it is your turn. You are not paralyzed. What would you like to do? There's one guy in melee with you.
5 HP. We are just gonna have to. Oh, we have haste. We're fine. We're just gonna attack him.
Okay. This is a flat roll because you are both blind to each other.
Okay, and that's just 2d20. I don't have to do the space.
No, it is a single. It is just a d20 plus your attack mod.
What
Flat
other
roll.
attack? 2 melee attacks.
Oh, yes.
He
In
has
that case, it would be
multiple-
RR2 and then the d20 plus whatever. Sorry, I misunderstood what you meant.
Yeah. Plus 7.
So close.
Those would both hit. I understood what you were going for.
Yeah.
Not quite right, but close enough. They both hit.
RR? Okay.
It would have normally been RR space 2 space and then your attack roll.
Then that's what I was remembering. But
Yeah.
that works too.
No worries. I could do the math in my head. It's really easy.
Yep. Okay.
Considering you don't even need the modifier to hit him with that roll.
Yes, that's what I meant by the easy part. Anyway, so yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
So
I'm gonna
And-
lean towards the direction of it dies, being the next thing Underdark
yeah,
says.
Well, how do I roll with just my 2 axe hits?
You just add everything together. Literally, you could just do plus 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 plus.
Yeah.
See.
So each axe hit is a d12 plus your modifier. You can just double that modifier because you're making 2 separate attacks, but you can make it all in one roll.
So. Plus
Yeah, any whole
oh,
number that's not a dice, you can add together and make a singular number. Any
But
dice
should
that has the
bang
same
our-
value.
Do I do bang R D12?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Like you could do like D12. What's your modifier?
A 6?
So you could do D12 plus 6 plus D12 plus 6 if you wanted to.
That's even better. Yeah, that's a little easier to.
That's what I meant by you could just do plus 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 plus. It's a formula. It will allow you to have any number of dice
Really?
rolls in it.
Two?
Say again?
Nah.
Huh? Dude,
Nah.
I have infinite of these. I'm just gonna use it.
Oh well, if you have infinite, then yeah, use it. There's no reason not to.
Oh yeah, you just utterly eviscerate this guy. He dead.
And with haste,
He
I get,
punts him out of the cap.
with haste, I get a action to move and or attack if I wanted to. So I'm going to actually fly up just above the fog.
Okay. Yep. You leave the cloud.
Yeah, just and that's it. That's all I want to do.
You bump into anybody on your way through?
For your normal attack, do you normally have multiple attacks?
Yeah, 2 attacks.
So you know, as you were flying up, you could have grabbed Nyx and dragged him up with you.
Nyx was near me.
You would have gone near him flying straight up. You could have. Do you want to?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So you grab Nyx as you fly up out of the cloud.
Oh, thank God.
Cabal bumps into Nyx in the gas cloud, and oh,
Basically, yes. And because he's got the haste action, he can grapple him and keep going.
Yeah, just
Yep,
kind of
so that
bring his head above the clouds.
Though you bring his whole, you could take him whole, you and him bodily out of the cloud. You're no longer inside this cloud. All right. Anything else?
that just leaves Tadarius in the cloud.
Yeah. No, that's it.
All right, Tadarius, are you unconscious?
Yeah.
All right, so you take a fail from the poison cloud causing damage. And then death save. You have advantage from Beacon of Hope.
The bang.
It's just a single R, and then 2d20 KH1.
Nice. Oh, that's scary. Never mind.
Alright, RIP.
All right, so that's
Yes.
one success. Gary.
Well, I'm seeing everybody coming out of the cloud, but I don't see Tadarius, so let's see. No, I can't really do anything other than casting another shatter. I'm going to assume to Darius is unconscious because he seems to be good at getting unconscious or paralyzed. So I'm going to cast it as close as I can to the ground without being where a body would be laying.
Okay.
So like 10 inches off the ground.
You do so, deleting a section of the gas.
Does it dissipate enough of the area below between the ground to be able to see where somebody might be laying?
So it dissipates enough that you can now see the upper half of Salida standing in the gas. She looks uninjured. You would not see Ted just yet. You do see everybody else though.
Okay.
Basically,
All right, Bob.
this is heavier than air gas, so it just falls as you're doing this.
Yep. Okay, Bob, you're on search and rescue.
Hello. What's going on?
If Gary's done, it is your turn.
Okay, search and rescue. Let's go.
So you're wading into the cloud?
Yeah, I'll find out whoever's
Con save,
dead,
please.
Whoever's not.
His ankles have to make a con save.
That's a 2d20 KH1 plus. Yeah.
Great. So you pass, taking half damage. So you take 5 points of poison damage.
And then half of that.
Oh, you have
And
that
then
too?
half of that. Yeah,
2 points of
so
poison damage.
2 points of poison damage. Yeah, just looking on the ground, see if there's anybody that's down.
Okay.
If not,
Make a perception check then. You are able to locate Darius.
Oh,
He trips over him.
I'm picking Teddy up.
Okay. You can grab him. Anything else?
Do I see anybody else? Is he the only one I see?
He is the only. Would you hold him up? You'd be able to see the whole party. He was the only person that was in the cloud.
All right.
That you couldn't see it. Cabal is, I think, still in there, but he's standing up.
Mass healing word
Buffalo.
then, since I see everybody.
Okay. Roll it.
Holy fucking clutch!
Oh,
I'd also
Max,
suggest
wouldn't it?
moving to Darius out of the cloud, so he doesn't go down right away.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do that and cast Mass Healing Word.
1.
Well, it's
Yeah.
plus your spellcasting ability modifier, so what's your wisdom score?
17.
So plus 3, so 4 points of healing to everybody.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also Beacon of Hope, doesn't it?
Oh,
isn't
it does.
max?
It does.
It does
Yeah.
maximize. Okay, so 8 then.
Fuck
Hey.
Or
yeah.
7, sorry. 7.
My bad.
7 HP.
Yeah,
everybody.
and everybody wakes up. You're able to pull him out of the cloud. It takes about 30 seconds, but the cloud does eventually dissipate. You guys are out
Well,
of initiative.
breathe
That was super.
Oh my
clutch, dude.
god, you
That was
clutch
super
motherfucker!
clutch.
Holy
Hi.
shit!
Clerics are awesome at 5th level. I can't wait to see what happens
Higher
Connect.
levels, they're
Well,
great.
at higher levels. I love Orderer's
Holy
Domain.
shit! I was
Good
I
ball.
was I was halfway through building a new character.
You wanna know? You wanna know what I
Paul gets
forgot?
muscle cramps for 6 seconds.
You wanna know what I forgot? That when I cast Spirit Guardians, I could have had somebody else make an attack against the boomer. That's part of my ability as a Orderer's Domain cleric. Is when I cast a spell, I can make one of my party members make an attack as I cast the spell.
Oh yeah, the free attack. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that one. It's basically like, oh, hey, you also get to attack right now.
Yeah.
Well, it was either haste or enlarge. So I went with haste.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it came in
know.
clutch. The only time he actually used anything other than the AC mechanic, he used the extra action to grab Nyx, so it worked out.
Dude, him and I, Bobby and I were almost fucking dead. That was it. Lights out.
I was.
I mean,
The
at
Under
this
was
point,
being
we're
nice.
kinda
That,
used-
that Cabal found me.
Well, it's more so that Cabal didn't really realize that he had a whole free action to do as he pleased.
Mm.
So grabbing you would have been relatively easy if he was thinking about it, but it's not. That's why I mentioned it. Could he bump into Nyx? Because you were right above.
Speaking of Cabal, can we all
Was.
talk about how just mid-fight his arms shrank?
My arm shrank.
Yep, because you were using the wrong spells. So you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
hit as hard.
Oh. he punched, he walloped on that first hit, and then all of a sudden his arms got a little bit smaller.
And so we go back to bed.
Okay.
Out of the gas, though.
It dissipated after 30 seconds.
Alright, cool.
The rest of the night passes without incident. Morning comes, and with it, a completed long rest.
Holy shit, bud.
Hooray! All
now
my
I
third level
know.
spells are back.
Now I know blue fucking bad. Wouldn't I know that those eyes were not okay? You know, I should have asked more questions. That's on me.
Well, you gotta realize, at night with dark vision, you would be able to see the color at that range, but you would see absolutely nothing else. So if you imagine a dozen heads bobbing back and forth and blinking,
Yeah.
from more than 60 feet away, that's going to be very hard to determine that that's a creature with eyes moving, because there's 24 little dots moving around.
Mm-hmm. It looks
So-
like a swarm of flies.
My bad
Yep.
on that one, gentlemen.
Oh no, you're fine. But yeah, when in doubt, wake the party. Even if you're like, even if it's nothing, it's better to wake the party.
Okay.
That's always a safe bet. Like if you're on watch and you see something and it's like, that's a little sus. Wake everybody up.
Alright. Sounds good.
Because worst case, 10 minutes passes and nothing happens, we can still successfully complete a long rest.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's the disturb time for a long rest under? Is it like an hour?
It's like an hour.
Yeah.
It's
So
hard to
there's a lot of
disrupt a long
time.
rest nowadays. It's not like the old days or current short rest where any disruption breaks it.
Oh, that would be shitty. I mean, that would be fun for a hardcore campaign.
But yeah, so the days begin. You hop a few more days to the southwest, continuing your trek to where you think Omu lies. Towards the beginning of the 10th day of your 10-day flight, you see that the jungle parts to reveal a dead city enclosed by sheer cliffs. Ruined buildings and stone boulevards rise like ghosts from the floor of the misty basin. Colorful birds glide overhead. A waterfall pours into the basin, creating a swollen river that floods much of the city before draining into a deep rift filled with molten lava. A ruined palace lies a few hundred feet from the edge of this steaming abyss. The cliffs that surround this city appear to be about 150 feet high and look to be composed of crumbling rock. Thick jungle hugs the cliff tops with ferns, orchids, and moss spilling over the edge. Every 100 feet or so, a large stone gargoyle is perched on the brink of the precipice. And you can see that they are faced in such a way that they are staring down at the ruined city. Each is carved with the face of a devil, with its mouth agape in a silent scream.
Well, we should take what time we have left with the fly and scout as much of Omu as we can from
Indeed.
the air.
About that.
Something else is in the air.
Welcome to Omu.
Ooh, pretty.
So yes,
So,
you
yeah,
are
first things
you were able to
first,
get
anything
an
else
aerial
flying
survey.
around?
As you look around, you just see like the occasional like jungle bird, like a toucan or something, pelican. Nothing large, nothing that appears hostile.
No Terrafolk. Okay.
You don't see any Darafolk.
All right. Well, our navigator's not here, but Adeline could jot a overview of that so we can say that we have a reasonable map. And we should probably fly our canoes to that waterfall and drop them off on the top cliff edge there.
Tied up, correct?
Well, off, up in a tree, like not in the actual water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, stash them there for now. So that'll probably take, like an hour maybe?
Okay. So you go there, you set down, you set your canoes. As you guys turn back towards the city at the top of this waterfall, you see that the city looks different. It's not this ruined city. It is a city of magnificent, whitewashed buildings stretching out before you. Sunlight sparkles off glass domes and windows. Yet all is not well. Black smoke coils from fires across the city. Corpses litter the streets, and wraiths circle the rooftops like vultures. A sphere of utter darkness grows out from the heart of the city, blotting out the light as it expands towards you. Your eyes blink involuntarily. The darkness is gone, and the city is once again a half-flooded, overgrown ruin.
Huh. Could
So
I
that was from flying
tell-
over top. Go ahead.
No, that's when you were like when you were at the top of the waterfall setting your canoes down, when you turned back around to face the city, it looked different and that vision played out in front of you.
Okay.
So what happens if it
Could I
again?
tell if that was like of a magical property, the reason why we had that vision, or what magical property it could have been of?
What's your Arcana skill?
I have a +4 to my Arcana.
You think it could have been magic? Someone could have set like a magical ward that would trigger like a mental vision like that.
Okay.
It's also possible that it was divine. A god could have implanted a vision into everyone's heads as well. Gods are quite powerful after all. So, you wouldn't know exactly how that vision occurred, but you suspect magic or divine intervention is a likely cause.
Okay.
Bob, you're really old and from this region, correct?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Okay, would I know the god?
You might, because you see, there is a legend of 9 gods.
Oh. Ooh.
The original 9 gods of Omu. The story goes like this. Long ago, the god Uptau hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. The rains stopped, the jungle withered and died, and death swept through Omu. One morning, a wise Zorbo emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Uptau of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all of their good qualities. Catching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily Almirage to help her. The Almirage snuck recklessness into the pot, which it saw as a virtue, and Uptao spat out the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obulaka the Zorbo and Aijin the Almirage became terrible enemies. At noon, a brave Kamadan hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omoan's heart and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Kamadan fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank, and a crafty Grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Kamadan forgot all about the Omoans and chased Nang Nang the Grung forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Iblis stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the Omoans, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Iblis sent a marsh frog to reason with Ubtao, but the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubtao, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubizan, the frog Hemoth, returned to Papazodal the Iblis, he chased Papazodal into the swamp with his new tentacles. That night a Sioux monster broke into Ubtao's palace and stole a pail of water for the Omoans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in a Jaculi's burrow. Ubtao asked the jungle animals where his water was hidden, and Moa the Jaculi was too honest to lie. When Wango the Sioux monster found out how Moa had betrayed him, he vowed to catch the Jaculi and eat him. All the while, Unk the flail snail lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up to the surface, and when day dawned over her shell, the light blinded Ubtao and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who'd saved them.
Nah, that's a great story.
There's so many characters.
Yeah. Hang on. Discord does not... I can put that in text for you guys, but Discord's not liking how long it is.
How long it is? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
One moment.
That's probably too long of a story for Discord to be happy because we don't have Nitro here.
I like the part about the Jaculi.
Bet you did.
So, that is the entire Legend of the Nine Gods.
See.
So, what would you guys like to do as you stare out over the ruins of Omu?
Well,
Well, I
Well,
don't think
we,
we get this far.
I have a couple things to do here.
yeah, we do.
Our note takers aren't here, so I'll have to do some memories. We have fetch or two fetch quests here, I think, right?
I think we have both.
Well, we have a fetch quest for the princess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually remember what we were supposed to get, like a crown or a token of some kind, correct, Under?
It was a crown, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's probably priority number 1, and then number 2 would be determining the source of the death curse, because we're pretty sure from all the information we've gathered it's coming from here.
Under which way are the gargoyles facing again?
Inward. They're facing towards the city, away from the jungle.
Okay.
How many of them are there?
There's one every 100 feet around the perimeter.
Oh, okay.
Lots, in other words.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a spacing thing, not a quantity thing.
Yeah, and there's like vines and stuff creeping over them.
All right. How tall are the buildings on average?
Most of them are 1 or 2 stories. There's an occasional one that's taller.
Okay.
And you can see that there are like large boulevards that are elevated above the ground level, about half a story tall.
So with my being a wizard, do I know if fly speeds stack?
Generally not.
Okay. But if I cast fly on myself, actually no, I fucking can't.
So the spell fly gives you a 60-foot fly speed. That would simply replace temporarily the 30-foot fly speed you normally have.
Yeah, but I'm running into the issue of the concentrations. I want to run detect magic and fly as fast as I can across the entire city.
Well, then you'd be a little bit limited there.
Yeah. So I'd have to go with the 30 feet unless somebody else could cast fly or if somebody else could run detect magic.
Well, if you give me a second, I think I might have fly.
You have 3rd level spells?
Oh, is that a 3rd level spell? I have levitate.
Yep.
That's what it
Yeah. Bob, do you have detect magic?
I have detect magic.
All right. Well, then it'll take a little bit of coordination and some spell slots to burn.
I
At
could
least
just
for
carry
me.
him.
What?
He could probably just fly with me.
Yeah, what's your fly speed?
30.
Yes, if I cast fly, it's 60, so he can move faster. So if he
Oh,
dashes,
fair enough.
he can go 120 feet every 6 seconds. So with 10
Oh, that
minutes
makes more
of
sense.
fly and tech magic, he can
Way
haul
more.
ass. Yes.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
So
that
yeah,
makes more
Bob and I are
sense.
going to team up for 20 minutes of some fly. If anybody can do anything to speed him up, which I don't think anybody can.
Bardic?
Does anybody have haste?
I'm the only other 3rd level. Oh, Darius, what 3rd level spells do you have?
It's a good question, sir.
Hey, help me, bud.
3rd level is Dispel Magic and Stinking Cloud.
That's all you've
never mind
got?
then. He's bard, so he can only pick
Oh.
them up. He's not wizard, so he can't stack them like I can.
Yeah.
That's the reason I have 4 2nd level and 3 3rd level spells, because I sold all of what's his face's spells before he left.
Denny!
I doubt my level 3 Dispel Magic is gonna do anything to the city.
No, it'll be helpful for when we come across like magical doors and stuff. But
Yeah.
regardless, so we have 20 minutes of 120 feet of him dashing Underdark. How much of the city can he cover with detect magic? Focusing on the primary areas, obviously, first. Like the big circle.
So, dashing 120 feet, you have how long, sorry?
20 minutes, because I can cast fly
20
twice.
minutes.
Then we'd be going at slow speed.
Hold on, so it'd be 120 feet.
And then, yeah, basically flying over the rooftops. Getting as many structures as we can in that 30-foot range of detect magic.
So you'd be able to cover about 5 miles linearly.
Okay.
Now, Omu is about, at the widest, it's a little bit less, it's like 1,700 feet across the widest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then north to south, it looks like it'd be about a mile. So so you'd be able to cover, I would say, maybe a quarter of the city.
All right.
Question is, are you flying? So you guys are still at the top of this waterfall in the northeast corner of the city. Are you going to be flying west first and then like go south and loop around and start like a serpentine pattern, or are you going to go south and then serpentine back up north?
I would say
south.
south, because the big circle structure, and then that tower would be the two that I want to focus on and get those. And then the other structure that'd be important probably would be the one that is to the north, but to the east of the atrium.
North, but to the east. Oh, you mean the amphitheater?
Yep.
Not the atrium.
Yeah.
Atrium is a different word. That's what I was confused. I'm like,
What's that?
that's an amphitheater, not an atrium.
Oh yeah, amphitheater. Sorry.
It's all right.
Wrong A.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the road, you mean? That tower?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so those would be the three that I'd think that we'd primarily focus.
So if I have your flight path, is you're basically going along that eastern wall towards the rounded area, and then you're heading northwest to the amphitheater, and the area is all between there. So you're like that like top right, area. Like if you were to draw an angled line from the amphitheater to that center of the round thing, that's the area you're covering.
All right. Yeah.
That would basically take most of your flight speed, assuming you wanted to cover it thoroughly.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
that's
just
the
passing
idea. Is
over
to
it.
basically
Yeah.
get as thorough of a scan as possible, and then we'll just be going slow from there. I want to
Okay.
use up the 2 third-level flies to get the max out of to quickly focus the detect magic, but then Bob and I will split up and just start scanning with our regular 30 feet of fly speed.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm going to start telling you about different points of interest that you see as you're flying around. So first off, right as you start dipping down past the waterfall into the city, there is like a walled area just past the waterfall. And you can see crocodiles wallowing in the muddy lake bed and a walled ruin there. 2 columns flank that entrance, carved with images of a long-legged bird with a needle-like beak. And at the building's front, slimy steps descend to an entry arch. You would recognize that bird as a type of bird known as an eblis.
All right.
Okay.
So that's just by the waterfall. There's a little walled compound in the water. That's that. As you go south, following the eastern wall, just to the east, just outside that outer ring, there's a taller structure there. That you can see monoliths adorned with prancing frog-like figures rising from the swampy area. Beyond, a ruined edifice shaped like an arrowhead squats in the muddy water. Bushes and trees grow from its roof. At the pointed front of the building, steps ascend to a stone door caked in slime. As you then hook in past the circular wall heading towards that center area, you can see you actually cause a bit of a kerfuffle as thousands of bats swirl above this great part of the ruin. Behind a 15-foot-high circular wall, you see crumbling arcades, vine-choked statues, empty plazas, and buildings overgrown with banyan roots. Streets that aren't flooded are choked with rubble. So that's like that whole area inside the wall. As you then start going to the northwest towards the amphitheater, you would first notice to your north is a tall, long structure. And you can see in that it's a derelict market hall standing on the street. Frayed cloth awnings hang in tatters above a broad alley lined with stalls. Just on the other side of that, as you keep going, is another walled compound. And you can see carvings of monkeys hanging by their tails decorate 2 cracked obelisks that stand before a shrine enclosed by broken walls. Past the obelisk is a courtyard filled with horsetails and arum lilies. 5 archways open into darkness at the base of the ruin. Mounted above the central arch is a stone plaque bearing a cuneiform inscription. As you are approaching the amphitheater, you notice how there's like that area with no buildings you'd be flying over? To the you
The
can
watery area.
Yeah, you can see that the ruined amphitheater looms over the surrounding buildings. Vines cling to its steps and the sides, and animal statues line its stands. The muddy ground outside of it is stripped clean of vegetation. An eerie silence hangs over the area. No birds cry, no insects chirp, nothing stirs. And you see why when you see a large, tri-pointed clawed footprint in the mud as you approach the amphitheater.
Huh. That looks awfully familiar. Does that look awfully familiar?
It looks like a T-Rex footprint.
Oh, yay.
Are you going to fly over to the amphitheater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely keeping our eyes open for a T-Rex now.
Yeah. As you come over the wall, you see a large feathered T-Rex sleeping in the center of the amphitheater. And I need those of you doing this recon to make a stealth check at this point.
Oh, yay. What's your stealth, Bob?
That's a 12.
I love being a wizard with a +9 stealth.
Yeah, as you guys, float closer, Bob, you kind of see it stir a bit, but as you guys pull back, it doesn't wake up. As you then loop along the north wall, heading back towards the waterfall to meet up with the party, you notice something else, something odd. You see a vine-draped obelisk standing in front of what looks to be a cave entrance. In the north wall.
Like at ground level or like
Yes.
up on the wall?
Ground level.
All right. And so what did Detect Magic ding through all that? Anything at all?
So around the walled structure in the water, the tall tower to the east of the ringed wall, and the walled structure past the market stall, those all detected magic. When you were flying, those all of indeterminate nature magic. When you were flying over that cave entrance and that obelisk I mentioned, the obelisk seemed to have an aura of abjuration magic.
Okay. So that would be protection magic.
Yes, abjuration is generally
Yeah.
protective.
Yeah, I always mix them up. Okay. So I would like to go back to that cuneiform and
Okay.
just quick cast the comprehend language.
All right.
Actually, I have to ritual cast. I don't have it prepared.
Okay, so you sit there floating, doing a ritual casting.
Yep.
All right. It reads, better to be Wango's friend than his enemy.
That is a name from, I think.
That is a name from the legend, yes.
Okay. There was a lot of names. I was reading through it.
There were 9 names, to be exact. There are 9 trickster gods.
So we know we're messing with the trickster gods instead of the.
Well, you know that they were like the patron gods of Omu.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like their the origin story of how the Omuans came to worship them.
I got you.
Okay. Now, while all that was happening, I wanted to fly over to that. Did we cover that little building, that the spire in the middle of the lava?
You did not go over to the lava, no.
I would like to fly over there and try to do some detect magic as well.
Okay, you're just flying straight there from the waterfall?
Yes.
So you'd overfly that ringed area as well, and then back. Just so I'm getting your path correctly.
Well, let me pull up the map.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're at the base of the waterfall. So
You're at the top of the waterfall.
Yeah, the little ringed area, and then not the base, but the top. Yeah, the opposite. Words mean things. Yeah,
Okay.
that little ringed area to the east of the waterfall, and then going right there straight over to that little what looks to be a temple
Sure.
or fortress.
All right, yeah, so you could fly that way. On your way there, when you're passing over the south point in that ringed wall, you do notice a walled compound, a pair of needle-like columns marking the entrance to this walled ruin. In the courtyard, you can see banyan roots enveloping a squat building, the stone doors that seal the entrance, carved with images of snarling bears with long, sharp claws. And then you fly past that, over the boardwalk, over the lava, and you can see that this column of rock rises 200 feet above the lava. A walled ruin overgrown with palms perches on the summit. And you can see palm trees growing in front of the squat building on it, and worn steps ascending to an archway that forms the entrance. Reliefs of coiled serpents flank the entrance.
Okay. And then I was casting detect magic. Did I get any pings anywhere?
Those 2 structures have that same sort of indeterminate magical auras. But you would not, you wouldn't have seen anything else on that path.
Okay. Yeah, I just figured I'd do a little because I'm a lot slower than so. Well.
I just thought of a fun way to kill a dragon with reduce. Anyway.
Shrink it to bumblebee size so that way it can't fly.
No. You reduce a gnome holding a spear, throw the gnome inside the dragon's mouth, and the gnome lets go of the spear. Any item dropped returns to its normal size.
Ah.
And just for ease of reference, these are the 9 trickster gods of Omu. They're the same names from the legend. I just put them all in one place for you.
All right.
All right. But yeah, you guys are eventually able to meet up back at the top of the waterfall. It is at this point about midday.
It's actually kind of a decent stopping point.
And if you guys would like to, we can call here for the night.
Yeah. Yeah, we want
Probably a
to.
good idea.
Yeah,